Hello, this is Jesse Rogers, and this is our third video in the factoring series where we are going to get into special cases like difference of squares. So in this case, we have 25x squared minus 36y squared. The way that a difference of squares will work is that we have to have a perfect square for the first term, a minus sign, and then a perfect square for the second term. And this is going to, you may see it, the rule represented as a squared minus b squared. This is the format where there's a perfect square minus another perfect square, and the way that that factors is going to be a plus b, a minus b. So in this case, what would a be? We have 25x squared. What is a? That's going to be the square root of 25, so that's going to be 5, and then the x, the square root of x squared is x. So this squared minus, what's the square root of 36y squared? That's going to be 6y. So if we were to square 5x, that would give us 25x squared. If we were to square 6y, that would give us 36y squared. So that's why this fulfills the criteria. So this is what's called a difference of squares because there is a minus sign in between, so it's a difference of squares. And so the format, this is now in that format of a squared minus b squared. So to follow our pattern, the formula goes 5x plus 6y, because that's a plus b, and then it's going to be 5x minus 6y, because that's a minus b. And that's factored. That's all there is to it. As long as it fits into this format where they are both perfect squares, they have to be perfect squares, and they have to be separated by a minus sign. And as long as that's the case, then that is what we have. Now, we talked about prime in previous examples, and if it was, let's say, if it was 25x squared plus 36y squared, that looks deceptively similar, but it is not factorable. Remember, we talked about prime, and this would be prime because it's a sum of squares, and a sum of squares is going to be prime if there's no common factors that you can factor out. So for example, if they were both even, you would take out the 2 because they both have a 2 in common. But assuming that they don't have any factors in common, as 25 and 36 do not have any common factors, then that would be prime. All right, so like and subscribe. We will get to the next case, which is a perfect trinomial, perfect square trinomial.